Have you ever looked at your child mid-sentence and realized you didn't hear a word they just said? And it's not because you don't care, but because your brain is still working, still planning dinner, still solving tomorrow, still thinking about that client, still running the mental checklist. And then the guilt hits. You think, why can I not just be present? If you're a busy working mom juggling kids, a full time job, maybe even a side hustle, and you feel like your body is home, but your mind is somewhere else, this episode's for you. Welcome back to Struggle and Strength Moms Balancing It All with Nikki. Today, we're talking about something no one really teaches us: how to stay present when your life is full. Not how to quit your job, not how to shrink your ambition, not how to pretend everything is perfectly balanced, but how to stay connected to your kids and family while still building something meaningful. Because you don't have to choose between being a great mom and having big dreams, but you do have to be intentional. So let's talk about it. I think we are sold a version of balance that doesn't exist. We were told balance means equal time, equal energy, equal focus. But if you're a mom with multiple kids, like me, I had three under three, a career, responsibilities, maybe a business growing on the side, equal is not realistic. It's about alignment. There'll be seasons where work demands more, there'll be seasons where your kids need more, and there'll be seasons where you feel stretched thin. The problem is not the stretch. The problem is when your mind never turns off. That's what steals presence. When you're physically sitting on the couch, but mentally answering emails. When you're at practice, but thinking about tomorrow's presentation. When you're reading bedtime stories, but mentally building your next idea. It's exhausting. And it creates this quiet guilt that follows you everywhere. And I want to talk about how to really balance it all. You see, I'm late this week recording, and it's because this past weekend I took my daughter to a New Jersey dive meet where she performed her first platform competition. She did very well. She got second place. And we went to New York City in between days where she was diving, and it was amazing. But let me tell you, I didn't really get a whole lot of work done. I mean, on the airplane, I was able to get client work done both ways. But on the days where when we went to New York City, I spent the whole entire day having fun. Although in the back of my mind, I was kind of feeling guilty, like, oh my goodness, I have so much work to be done as well. But it's that balance, right? That you have to be able to have in order to be present with your children. And I find myself, there's lots of times where I'm in the middle of an email and my kid will come in and he'll start talking about like something, telling me this great story. And I'm in the middle of an email and I'm like, okay, hold on, just give me 1 second. Let me finish my thought here. And then I can give you my full attention because it's like, baby, I didn't hear a word you just said. Can you please tell me again? But just wait till mommy is done because I am busy right now. And here's something important: high achieving moms struggle with presence more than anyone. And it's not because you care less, but because you care deeply. Your brain is wired to solve. Your brain, it's wired to plan, to anticipate, to optimize, and you're always thinking 3 steps ahead. If you're like me, when I'm driving, I'm literally strategically mapping out, okay, I'm gonna go to this, I'm gonna merge over here, I'm gonna go to that lane, I'm gonna go to this lane. And if that lane slows down, I'm gonna drive over here. My husband, he's like just like an ant, they just like follow everybody in line or like sheep. Like when he drives, I'm like, please, can you like get into a different lane? We're like stuck behind this slow poke and the other lanes are flying by us. And he's like, why? I just am always thinking 3 steps ahead. And that is why we're successful. That's why your family runs smoothly. That's why your job trusts you. That's why your ideas keep growing. But the same brain that helps you build can also keep you from being still. And you're not distracted because you're selfish. You're distracted because you are responsible. And there's a difference. So give yourself some grace for that. And so here is where things shifted for me is that I stopped trying to be present all day because let's face it, that is just really unrealistic. Instead, I created presence pockets, short, intentional, undivided, 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20, phone down, notifications off, body turned toward them, eye contact, no multitasking, no planning, just attention. Let me tell you, the kids really enjoy this. Like they come home, they're like, Mommy, I need help with my math. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go up to the board. And we have this like 7 foot whiteboard up in our playroom, and it is amazing. So when my office went remote, my 9 to 5 job, we had a physical office building, but after COVID, then we all went remote. And so we had to get rid of all of our stuff. Well, I took this huge whiteboard that was on our wall. And it has been the biggest blessing because when we play darts or games, like the kids write stuff on there for math. It is incredible. Like we go up there and we write down the math problem. We draw all over the board. We write it all out. And I love, like, I was doing math with my daughter last night and I told her, look, you told me you attempted this math problem, but it is blank. Like, where is your attempt here? You need to write down what you are thinking, like, write down everything that you know. And so we go up to the whiteboard and we do that. And it's just, I've also, because of Lent, usually, you're supposed to take things away, or you could also bring them back in. And I think I spoke about this on my last episode, is that I decided to give one night a week to my kids and one night a week to my husband. And they love it. They're like, Mommy, what day is our day this week? And I put my phone away and I give them the attention and they feel seen and heard. And I in that moment, I realized something powerful that kids don't measure love in hours. They measure it in attention. 10 fully present minutes is more powerful than 2 distracted hours. So let that sink in. It's not about being perfect all day. It's about protecting small moments. And I think I've told you time and time and time and time again this story that always resonates with me about attention, kids needing attention. And that is when I took my daughter to this festival. She was like 2 years old, and I put her in line at this bouncy house, and there was all these little kids in line, anywhere from 2 to probably like 10. And I'm just talking to her and I'm, giving her my full undivided attention. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, baby, that's so amazing." And the next little child next to her turns to me and goes, "Look what I can do." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool." And the next child turns and goes, "Look what I can do." All kids want is attention. They just want someone present there in their lives to know that they matter, that they care, that they're valued. And this is so true because when we were looking at this new school that my kids are going to, my daughter went and did a visitation day, a shadow day, I guess they call it. And she came home and she goes, "Mommy, I actually felt valued. I felt like I mattered in the class." Like that is everybody. It doesn't matter if you are a baby, you are 2, you are 10, you're 40, you're 100. Everybody in this world wants attention. I mean, look at the social media. People are posting things for approval, to validate themselves. We all crave and desire that. But what is most important are the people in your lives, letting them know you value them. And that is just these little teeny tiny things that you can do to make them feel special. And that's what we're talking about today. And so we just need to talk a little bit more about the mom guilt because let's face it, it sneaks in everywhere. You feel guilty when you're working, you feel guilty when you're resting, you feel guilty when you're building something, you feel guilty when you're tired. But here is the truth: your children are not counting the hours that you're beside them. They can't even remember yesterday, okay? Or even what they learned at school that same day when they came home. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. They say the craziest things. Mommy, that was a long time ago. But they are watching and mimicking how you live. They're watching how you handle stress. They're watching how you chase goals. They're watching how you speak about yourself, how you recover when you fail, how you treat other people, how you show up when things are hard. This is so amazing. My daughter watches everything that I do and mimics everything. I mean, to the T, that my husband is like, holy cow, she is a mini you. She says the same things, does same things, acts the same way. She is you in a younger version. And I see it every day when I'm around her. When we travel and we get off the elevator, I always tell everybody, have a great day. And she does the exact same thing. Oh my goodness. It's like I love watching her because I see myself and I just giggle and I laugh and I think, oh my goodness. And the way that I handle things is the way that she handles them. And even my son, he mimics my husband so much and gets so angry. And I'm like, look, I see what you're doing here and we need to fix this because you just cannot continue like this. And so our children are watching every move that we make or we don't make, or what we do in the car and how we act and how we treat people. So please make sure that you, your husband, your family, that every single person is acting as a good role model, because whatever you are doing, they're learning, they're picking up, and they're acting that same way. So if you catch the characteristics of your children and things that they're doing that you don't like, look and see, am I displaying this kind of behavior and they're watching and doing it? Just look at that. And it's really funny because then you'll start thinking like, "Oh my gosh, I do that. Oh my goodness, they're doing that because I do it." And it's right. They Young girls are watching how women build strength through the struggle. Young boys are watching how women lead and carry responsibility. You're not taking away from them by building something. You're modeling courage. You're modeling resilience. You're modeling what it looks like to have dreams and still show up. And that matters. So, here are 3 small things you can try this week. First, before you walk into your house after work, pause in your car, take a slow breath, and silently say, I'm switching roles now. That simple ritual tells your brain that you're transitioning. You're going from working mom to home mom. You're leaving work at home. I mean, not at home. You're leaving work at work and you're coming home and being mom. Second, when your child starts talking to you, physically turn your body towards them. Shoulders square, eye contact, phone down. Don't even have it in your hand, okay? Your body signals presence before your mind catches up. They want your full attention. And I do this all the time. I'm just as guilty as you are. But if I can do it, you can do it. And I've been doing that a lot. I've been putting everything down. I turn towards them. I'm like, baby, what do you need? And third thing, pick one daily anchor moment: dinner, bedtime, driving to practice, Saturday morning coffee. This is your non negotiable presence time. Even on crazy days, protect one anchor. One is enough to start. I want to say this clearly. You don't have to shrink your dreams to be a good mom, and you don't have to abandon ambition to be present. You can build, you can grow, you can work, you can create, and still be deeply connected. It's not going to look perfect. Some days you're going to miss things. Some days you're going to feel stretched. And some days you'll wish that you'd handled something differently. But presence isn't perfect, it's intention. And intention can be practiced. So if you're a busy working mom listening right now, you're not failing, you're navigating something complex and beautiful. Start small. Create presence pockets where you're there for your children at certain moments. Anchor one daily moment and release the guilt. Don't feel guilty. And remember, young girls are watching you. They're learning strength from you. They're learning resilience from you. They're learning how to build a life that from you. You are doing better than you think. And if this episode resonates with you, share it with another working mom who needs this reminder. Subscribe, leave a review, and come back next week. Actually, we're in the middle of the week now, so come back on Sunday because we're not choosing between struggle and strength. We're building both.